All right. So let's continue with what we started and build a private chat channel. So for a private chat channel, the use case is a user wants to create a private throwaway chat room and they want to use it, and as soon as they close the tab, as soon as both of them close their tab, that channel should vanish. I mean that room should vanish. So what we can do is whenever a user tries to create a private chat room, we create a temporary room and render that room and ask the user to share that URL with the other guy. We can use a unique token to name the room. Um, and once that room is shared with the other guy, they can join in and then they can discuss. And as soon as they disconnect, uh, we we just discard that room. So all right, let's see. So for this, what we need is we need to uh, create a unique room first. And the way we've designed this is any user can go to a room and start chatting. Okay, so let's take a step back. So what we want here is we want a button here which is start private chat. So let's go to the app HTML page and I'm gonna, so this is gonna, yeah, I'm gonna remove the logo and so here we'll have uh, a link called private, and I'll say start or create private room. Well, what happened? So something went wrong here. All right, um, so if we remove the logo, it's screwing up the messages. Anyway, uh, this doesn't have to be right. Yeah. So we have a link called the create private room, and why is this guy asking for a name? All right. So we have a link called create private room, which if a user clicks, uh, if a user clicks, it should create a private room. So let's actually, I'm gonna make this simpler and remove the header. So we just have a link called create private room. It's gonna have button large, button primary. Okay, so uh, nice. We have a button, and when we click on this, it should create a private room and send us to that private room. So let's see. We have a link called slash private, and let's change this and say it should be slash room slash private. And what we're gonna do is uh, in the router, when the user goes to slash room slash private, what we want to do is send them to an action called private, and here in the action called private, what we want to do is create a room and send this guy there. So to create a room, we need to create a random a random string token. I'm thinking that's a good way to do this. So let's create an IEX console, and how do we math.random math dot uh, do we have a random right? So I'm gonna look this up. uh, Random string in Elixir, right? So there is something called secure random, and actually I remember doing this myself. So I'm gonna go to my blog, and there is this guy, right? So crypto.strongrand bytes, 32 bytes, and base 64 encode. So this gives us a unique string, and that's good enough for me. So let's see, base 64. Yeah, that's good enough. Do we have a base 32? Base encode 32, or hex encode. Hex encode 30. Hex encode 32. Okay, so crypto strong rand bytes. So all we're doing here is we're just creating a few random bytes, and since your bytes are not all your bytes are printable, we are encoding it using 32 hex encoding. That's giving us this string, and we can use this string as the name of a room, and ask the user to share it with their partner. So all right, so here I'm gonna add a private method here called random room name, whose only purpose is to give us a random room name. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna redirect the user to that random room, and the location of that random room is gonna be /room/random room name, right? So whenever you go to the private room, you will be sent to uh, so it says pad request. So we screwed up the routes, so let's go to the router, and we have room/private, and it should go to the private action. Why is it trying to go to the, oh no, okay. So yeah, so now if you see, if if we go to the room/lobby, there is a create private room link, and when we click on this link, it's taking us to room slash a unique token, which which is unique. So it's creating a unique room and sending us to that. And since there's no matching action for that, it's throwing an error. So what we need is we need to handle that. So since since the logic for the lobby and this room is going to be the same, allow all the participants to communicate. I'm just going to remove this hard-coded match and just get the ID, right? So get the ID, and we're not even using this ID, so I'm just going to ignore that for now. So now we are in room BHJQ, and if we want another user to use this room, all we do is give them the URL, and they can enter this room and start typing. And only guys who have access to the link can communicate over this, right? So let me show you. So I just restarted the anonymous window, and it's asking me for a name because it doesn't. I mean, it cleared out the local storage. So my name is, say, Muju, and creating a private room is not going to help me because this is a new private room and it's not the same as this room. So this user has to give me the link to his room, and only then can I go to his room and start talking, right? So you see that. So just with a small change in our code, we added ability to create private rooms and allow users to communicate in them. So now this room, is gonna stay alive as long as a user is using it, and as soon as you close it, I mean, we are not storing any state on the server. So whatever stuff is stored on the browser, and as soon as you close it, you all access to it is gone. So that takes care of our second requirement in our to-do list. So now we have ability um, to create a private room and chat over there, and uh, and then and then uh, and then discard it. So that's good. Another thing I want to do quickly here is since we don't know which room this is, it may be a good idea to show the name of the room on the top. So what I'm going to do here is um, go to the show view, and here on top we'll say h2 um, if the ID. So what we need to do is we need to send the ID to the show view. So we'll actually use this ID now. So if the ID is equal to lobby, that means this is our lobby. So what we're going to do is we'll say uh, common lobby, else we're just going to render the first few bytes, maybe eight, maybe the first 8 characters of the room's name. So string so string dot sub right, string dot slice, that should be it. And what does it do? It takes a string and takes a range. So we want this to be from 0 to 8, and the string is the ID. And there's a problem here. It says undefined function ID. Yeah. So the way you access ID is by using @ID. So that's very nice. Now this is it's the room B8JQJEVG8. So we could have very well used just 8 tokens and be able to get the unique room with that. So 32-bit encoding, 8 characters. Uh, so if you generate eight 8 bytes or 6 bytes, that should, well, whatever, how many ever bytes, you just do the math and compute those many bytes and get that. That should do it. Anyway, so now we are able to create private rooms, and if we go to the lobby, we can talk with the others. It says common lobby, and anyone can go there. So we should probably add a link to the top for the lobby, link at the top to the lobby. So go to app HTML, the layout, and we'll add a link here called common lobby, and it's gonna be room/lobby. So you can go to the common lobby, but I can only go to a private room if I have the link to that room. So this guy needs to send me a link to that room, and only then I can go to that room and start talking and receive his messages. All right, so that's very nice. This turned out to be easier than I thought. So that's that. And finally, we have so here it says we need to be able to create topical chats. So this, this seems similar to our private chat, but the only thing is this should probably be public, so it should be shown somewhere over here. So maybe we should list all the rooms over here on the top. So let's take a stab at that. Now we can store all the topics in the database, or we can store it in a small Elixir gen server or an Erlang gen server. So um, uh, let's just store it in a small gen server because it's easier, and this way we'll even be able to see how to store data in a gen server. So what I'm going to do here is create a file called topics.ex, and the whole purpose of this guy is going to be so this is going to be the place where we store a list of topics, where you can create a topic and add a topic. So whenever you add a topic, it gets stored here. So this guy needs to be able to add a topic and list all the topics and delete a topic. Well, maybe not. Yeah, just two, I think, right? Add a topic and list all the topics. That's all we need. So let's get started. We need to add a topic, which takes a topic, and so Elixir has this concept of agents, which allow you to store state. So what we want here is we want to store something. So agents, what they do is, so let's take a quick look at an agent here. So the way you create an agent is by using agent.startLink, and it takes a function which is supposed to return the initial state. So let's say we want to store an array of things. So let's say we want to start with an empty array, and when you start an agent, it gives you an OK and a PID tuple. So we can match this to this, and that PID is the address of the agent. To add something to an agent, you can use the update method, and this again takes a function which gives you access to that state. So now we know that this is a list. So I'll say it's a list, and what we want to do is let's say I want to add foo to that list. So the way we can do that is by appending it to by adding it as a head of that list, on the head of that list. So when we do that, agent update, right, what's going on here? Undefined agent update, yeah. So agent update takes two things, right? One is the function, and the other is the actual address of that agent, which is stored in the PID. So now if you want to, so that's how you update an agent, and if you want to get the current state of an agent, you can use the get method. And again, I want to get the agent with this address, and it gives you access to the whole list. I'm just going to print the list here, and we forgot the arrow. So now we see that that list has foo stored in it. So that's how you do it. And so let's actually stop here. Well, hang on. So I've lost my power. And all right, so awesome. So where were we? Yeah. So what we want is we want to be able to store the topics and then view them. So what we need here is let's create a method called start link, which uh, which is going to start an agent, and agents can also have in in our example we saw that we stored the address of that agent. The address is actually a PID. It's a process. So agent can also take a name, and what we'll do is we'll use the name of our module. Okay, so here now with this we don't have to store the PID returned by the agent. We can just refer to it by this symbol here, right? So it doesn't have to be module. It can be the topics agent, right? So agent start link, and the initial state of this is gonna be what we want in the initial state. Uh, so one thing is I want this to be a map uh, with uh, with a nice slug and description as the entries in the map. So um, so the first room is going to be our lobby. So I'll say this is the common lobby, and the second room is going to be about HTML, and this is our learning HTML room. Okay, and so let's say we start with the two topic rooms, or HTML is not really a generic topic, so I'll say water cooler. Water cooler. All right, awesome. So we have started an agent, and we've given it an initial state. And when we want to add a topic, we need two things in the topic. We need well, we just need a name. So add topic takes a name, and what we do is we call agent.update and give it a function which takes our map, right? And what does it do? Puts it puts a key and a name in our map and returns it. So that is adding a topic, and to list all the topics we need a method called list topics. Doesn't take anything, and all it's going to do is it's going to take the map, and is there a method which gives us the keys? Yeah, there is. So this is going to give us all the keys. Well, we don't need just the keys, we need everything. So we're going to return the whole map. Okay, so this is gonna return a map with the keys as slugs, and names as names which can be displayed. um, so that sounds good. However, this key, what I wanted was, if the name was common lobby, I want the key to be common, well, common lobby, right? So to get that kind of a thing, what we can do is take this name and pass it through down case, and then replace everything which is not a digit, not an alphabet, or a digit, and a hyphen. So we take these and replace them with an empty, well, with a hyphen, right? So that should do it. Now that's our key, and so this all looks good, and we may not even need this for now. So now to actually start this agent, we need to add it to our config. Well, is it in the config now? The lib chat, right? So this is where we need to add it. So we need to say, I want to add another supervisor for chat dot topics, and this guy is not going to take any arguments. So because the start link here doesn't take any arguments. So what this is going to do is when the Phoenix server starts, Elixir is gonna call the start link method on chat.topics, which is gonna create our agent, and create our agent and then allow us to access it from within. Okay. Now one thing we forgot was passing in the name, and here the name of our guy is topics agent, and name is topics agent, right? So that should do it. Whenever you change something in the lib folder, you need to restart the server, and it looks like everything is good. And finally, what I want to do is from here, instead of having a hard-coded list of rooms, what I want is I want to be able to loop over all our rooms, which we can get by calling chat dot topics dot list topics. And so for all the topics in that, what we should do is render a link pointing to those topics. So the link is gonna be room and the key of that topic. So list topics is a map. So let's see. So I'm gonna create a quick map loop, and so IO inspect topic map is A3B4, right? If we run this guy, so we're getting a tuple with 2 elements, right? So what we can do here is we can say this is the ID of the room and this is the name of the room. So here I'm going to put the ID, and here we'll put the room, or what's that, the name. So now, whoa, so it says no function clause matching in get3. So let's take a look at our topics. So here, when we say list topics, what are we doing? We're giving it a function. So let's take a look at this. It takes the name of the agent first. Okay, so we need that first, and then the function. And for update, I think it should be the same, right? Yeah. So we screwed up the syntax, but that's fine. We need to restart our server, and this looks good. Awesome. So now we have a common lobby and a water cooler. And if I go to the water cooler channel, and there I can start sending messages, and whoever is on that channel will receive those messages. And if I go to the common lobby in a different tab, hey bud, this guy sees that message. And what it is nice. Whoa, so there's a little bit of a problem here. um, so what's happening here is all our messages are being sent to all the rooms, which isn't good, right? I mean, is that happening even with our private chats? Private, okay. So we have a big bug in our code. Our private channel is not really private. So what's going on? Let's take a look at the code. So if you think about it, what's happening is when we send the message, it's being broadcasted to all the channels, uh, whereas it should really be broadcasted to people uh, in the connected rooms. So um, so we need a way to get all the people in the current room. Hmm. All right. That may be. All right. Let's see. All right. You know what? Actually, let's open up the code because thinking in vacuum is not good. So uh, that's in the room channel. Room channel. And so what's happening here is when we broadcast the message, it's being sent to all the connected users, which is how it should be. But right, how do we restrict this to be sent to only people using the current? So the way we can do this is, okay, so it's quite clear here. um, we have the name of the room. So when a user connects, when the user, so what's happening now is really what's happening now is when the user goes to room slash water cooler, it's in the JavaScript. In the JavaScript, it's connecting to the room's lobby channel, whereas it should really connect to rooms slash water cooler. So that's where the problem is, right? So when you open a page, we've hard coded this. So and this seems like a simple fix. So what we need to do is we need to, on the room show page, right, where's the room show page? On the room show page, what we should do is on the, alright, so we need to somehow store the name of the room here. So an easy way to do that is by putting it in the messages tab, right? So if I say data dot room is whatever ID we have. Now if you do this, if you look at the code and the HTML, it says the messages div has a data room attribute. Now how can we get that attribute? Document get element by ID messages data dot, so get this element dot attributes properties. So get attribute data. Well, get so what elements by tag name. I think that is not get attribute. Come on, there has okay. So attributes collection, data room, right? That's it, right? I mean that data room. What is this guy giving us? So data room dot value, right? So that's our key. So we'll go back to our JavaScript code, which is here, and say, all right, where is our messages? Yeah. So let room is messages dot attributes dot that, and since we need to connect before we join, so this is where we need to say room, right? So now this guy should connect to the right room, and we can see it's failing because this guy is trying to connect to a room called water cooler, which isn't available. So again, let's so this should be room colon or rooms colon ID, right? So it's still gonna crash because if we go to our room channel, we just have ability to join the lobby and not the other rooms. So here what I'm gonna do is pattern match it and get the name of the, well, we don't really need the name, so pattern match it and get the suffix, and what we'll do is this is the room, right? This is the topic. So now so what the way we've designed this is anyone can join any room they have a link to. So if they go to the water cooler channel, they should be able to join it. If they go to the common lobby, they should be able to join it. If they create a private room, they should be able to join it as long as they have a link to that. So that this code is going to allow us to do that. Now, one final thing which we need to do is store the name of the room, name of the topic. Do we get that in the socket? I think we do. So let's quickly inspect our socket, and so I'm gonna refresh this guy, and if we send a message, you'll see the socket has an assigns and a channel. It doesn't have information of, oh okay, it does have the name of the topic. So what we need to do here is well, I don't think we have to do anything really. So let's try this out. So I have a link to this secret private room, and I'm sending it test messages, and they're not being sent to the lobby or any other secret room. If I send messages from the lobby, they're not being sent to any other room. However, if I open up the lobby here and send messages from the top, they are being sent. So that is good, right? I mean, we fixed it. So the issue was we had the JavaScript code was connecting to the same room in all the pages, and since we were broadcasting to all the connected users on that on that topic, on that topic, um, it was being sent to all the pages. So that's fixed. Awesome, hooray! So that that takes care of our third um, requirement, and it done it completely because we still need the ability to create a topic. So let's take a look at that in the next video. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you found it useful.